these grandparents were walking by and they're like, "Hey, stop that! We're gonna call the cops."
For just 1 week, I spent $10,000.
I can't live without you.
Oh.
He lied about everything. Like, how long do you have left?
I don't know.
Like, what the? I'm really trying to like see who's the worst here, but or the best, the better one. I don't know. Okay, so I came down to the guy who I dated for like 3 years. He was also from church, and I think my friends would say that he was the worst, but he wasn't like the worst, like out of all my relationships.
What
like,
makes him not the worst?
The other 2 people that are left, it's like violence and just used me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I think, yeah, he's like the next worst. So I dated him for like 3-4 years. That was a really toxic relationship. We fought every single second, like every single day.
About what? I remember that. Like, I remember you guys would be mad at each other, but like make up, and I'm just like, okay, this dance.
Blah blah blah, and he's so overly dramatic. Like, if you break up with me, then I'm dead. Whatever. He would always say that crap. I'll be dead. I'm like, okay. Yeah. But I remember the first time we broke up, he was like, I'm in the hospital. I have a disease. I'm gonna die soon. Can you please just stay in a relationship until I die? I was like,
that you guys are doing? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't even remember what we fought about. It was just like about everything. Like, I could say like he was my first legit boyfriend. And like, we thought, you know, we were gonna get married and we loved each other so much. Like, I recently read like our chat on Facebook and it's so cringe. Like, I can't live without you. How long do you have left?
Because
seriously,
that matters.
He was like, I don't know when I'm gonna die. This is serious. Like, I have to stay in the hospital for a couple of months or like days or whatever. I don't.
He was also like a pathological liar, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he lied about everything. He would meet other girls and just have his whole photos just not even with other girls. It's just other girls that he took with his phone. Like, what the?
Ew, creepy.
Yeah.
Ew.
Oh, shoot. Okay, that reminds me. So there's this girl that we all know, like from our church. She came like for a second, and he was like flirting with her all the time, right? And I didn't care at this point. I was like, okay, whatever. He flirts with freaking everybody, or everything that moves. So then I remember we broke up, and then he was like, "Oh, I want to get back with you." And I was watching a movie with this other girl from church who's 5 years younger. That poor thing. And we were watching a movie, and he came into the movie theater, and he was like, "Hey, can we talk for a second? Hey, can we talk for a second?" Like, while we're watching a movie.
Beetlejuice.
And hey, can we talk for a second? No, seriously, like, we were on the edge of the seats, right? So there was no seat next to me, and he's just sitting on the stairs, like, can we talk? Can we talk outside? Can we talk outside?
Ew.
Yeah, and like, I didn't want to talk, so I'm like, can you please just leave? I don't want to see you. And then this was after I found all the pictures of that girl in his phone, and I was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm watching a damn movie. Leave. And he's like, his voice was getting louder so that he could piss off everybody in the movie theater. And he's like, can we talk outside? I was like, can we talk outside? I'm like,
ew.
So then that 5-year younger girl, she was like, how old? Like 12.
Yeah, probably like, Mama, I want to go home now, Mama.
Yeah. And
Mama, are you there?
Like, and then she was like, oh, she was like, maybe you should really go outside and talk to him. And then I was like, Okay, fine, whatever. So I went outside and I was so mad. Like, he literally got me to a point where I could get so mad that I see just nothing. Like, I didn't know that was
Oh
possible.
my god, that's
But
terrible.
literally, what I did was he pissed me off so much that I started punching him in front of the movie theater. Like, legit punching him, like, my hardest. And I was like, why do you have to do this to me? Blah, blah. And then, like, seriously, these grandparents were walking by and they're like, hey, stop that. We're going to call the cops. I'm like, I don't give a shit. And then
No, you did
yeah, and
not.
then I kept punching him in the stomach and like it would just take his wind out and he'd be like, oh, I can't breathe. And I like at that point I was just like, I don't give a crap. You ruined my time with that girl inside watching a movie.
What movie was it?
I don't even remember. Cause like I had to keep going in and out. But like that's how bad I was. Like I didn't care if I went to jail, like, and I just wanted to hit him, you know? You know what's so funny though? Like, while I was literally not thinking while I was hitting him, I was like, I shouldn't hit the face though. So I hit him everywhere else but the face. But yeah,
Wow.
that's like, I didn't
Azura
even.
says, throw the whole man away, please. I wish she did, and she was on and off with him for like ever. Oh my
I
god.
know. We started dating after I moved away too, because he came to my school.
Yeah.
And then he was like, why don't you rent a car so you can pick me up? And then my dumbass did.
Why?
Yeah, because I was stupid. Anyway, so even before that, like, I tried to break up with him, and look, who comes to my school all of a sudden in New York that joined the semester? Him. I'm like,
No.
I was so creeped out, and I was so mad because he dropped out of school. And he
Yeah.
said he never wants to go to school, whatever, and then he just shows up at my school, and then I told him I'm gonna put he can't
Restraining order?
yeah, restraining order on you if you don't leave. Like I was seriously like so fed up. But then again, we like got back together and whatever. So he stayed there for like 2 semesters and we took classes together. But isn't that so crazy? Like,
You took classes with him?
yeah, I took like 3 classes with him.
Oh. Bruh. Bruh, bruh. Bruh, 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 bruh.
And he
Ew.
literally didn't have a job. He was 2 years older than me.
Uh-huh.
And the last time I heard of him was, I think, like 5 years, and he still didn't have a job. So, yeah.
I hate that. Where it's like, look, the bar, it's not that high. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bar is just, by the time you graduate, within the first 2 years, even that I think is like giving them a lot of time. Get something, you know? If you
Yeah.
can't get it in your field, get something, you know? Because I understand. Getting that first job out of college, that's super hard, right? I am never going to judge a person who, right out of college, works at a waitressing job, librarian, part time, whatever. Do your thing. I have 100,000% respect for that. People who choose to not get a job, why? I'm also like, I'm just kind of like, do you not want to be self sufficient? Do you like not want to, like build a life for yourself? Do you just want to piggyback off of your parents the rest of your life? I don't get that. Like that is just something, is not something that I grew up with. Like it was very clear that like, honey, after college, you better figure it out. And if you can't, I'm sorry. Like you gotta be dealt whatever you're dealt with.
Hmm.
But like, I don't know. Like, yeah, his situation is always so frustrating to look at. But like, I don't even feel bad for him.
Yeah, me neither.
Just because he was like, I mean, he was honestly like such a douche. Like he was such a douche to everyone, and like, I guess like that's what he thought was like, oh, him being like the alpha guy, but really he was
Yeah.
just like a super unpleasant to be around. Like legit.
Yeah, he was so mean. And I think at one point, like, I just knew that he thought of himself that way. So what I would do is I would literally just randomly be like, get on your knees.
Oh
And then I would wait.
no.
Yeah. Like it was so bad throughout the whole relationship. Like both of us, we were like at our worst.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
like, yeah,
god.
so then we would just see his friends and I would be like, get on your knees.
Oh
And
my
like
god.
now that I think about it, I'm such a psycho, but I would wait there until he got on his knees and at first, like obviously he was like, oh, what the hell are you talking about, you bitch, whatever. But
Uh-huh.
then I'm like, we're all waiting here, get on your knees. I'm not moving until you get on your knees. Made him get on his knees.
Oh my gosh. No,
Yeah.
I totally think that too, where it's like, I think depending on the person, that person can bring out the worst in you or
Yeah,
the
what
best
the
in you.
heck?
It doesn't matter if that person is a kind person or a cool person on their own. If they like, it's just a combination. Sometimes people are
Yeah.
just not meant to be together. Like, it's just a
Yeah.
toxic relationship.
I know.
I honestly think throughout my relationships, I was always respectful. I was always kind. Like, I think the problems with my issues wasn't like I was a psycho or anything. It was just more like I was such a pushover. Yeah, his situation is always so frustrating to look at, but like, I don't even feel bad for him.
Yeah, me neither.
Just because he was like, I mean, he was honestly like such a douche. Like he was such a douche to everyone, and like I guess like that's what he thought was like, oh, him being like the alpha guy, but really he was
Yeah.
just like a super unpleasant to be around, like legit.
Yeah, he was so mean. And I think at one point I just knew that he thought of himself that way. So what I would do is I would literally just randomly be like, get on your knees.
Oh
And then I would wait.
no.
Yeah. Like it was so bad throughout the whole relationship. Like both of us, we were like at our worst.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
like, yeah,
god.
so then we would just see his friends and I would be like, get on your knees.
Oh
And
my
like
god.
now that I think about it, I'm such a psycho, but I would wait there until he got on his knees and at first, like obviously he was like, oh, what the hell are you talking about, you bitch, whatever. But
Uh-huh.
then I'm like, we're all waiting here, get on your knees. I'm not moving until you get on your knees. Made him get on his knees.
Oh my gosh. No,
Yeah.
I totally think that too, where it's like, I think depending on the person, that person can bring out the worst in you or
Yeah,
the
what
best
the
in you.
heck?
It doesn't matter if that person is a kind person or a cool person on their own. If they like, it's just a combination. Sometimes people are
Yeah.
just not meant to be together. Like, it's just a
Yeah.
toxic relationship.
I know.
I honestly think throughout my relationships, I was always respectful. I was always kind. Like, I think the problems with my issues wasn't like I was a psycho or anything. It was just more like I was such a pushover and I let people beat me up verbally. I just let it happen. And that was the most frustrating for me, where I'm like, wow, like, I really let that guy say that to me and I didn't even react. Like, do I have any respect for myself? That's the most frustrating thing to me.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
no. I mean, I think after the first boyfriend, like the
mhm,
first boyfriend, after we broke up, I was very manipulative. Like not to him,
mhm.
but to
Yeah.
like the his friend group, where I was like on this rampage of like letting everyone know what a shitty guy that guy is, and it worked.
Yeah.
But like it's also because he kind of like helped build my image of him. Like
Yeah.
he like I was like, what a douchebag, and it would be like turns around him being a douchebag. So it's like, oh okay. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh okay.
Yeah, I mean, the guy that I was just talking about,
Mhm.
like, he not only was like a pathological liar and like legit a psycho. I remember one time we broke up and he was like, your sister has a better body anyways. And I was like, and
Ew.
that kind of like scarred me. I was like, cuz I was like so self-conscious over my body like all the time.
Mhm.
And then like that just like hit me hard and I was like, damn. Like till this day sometimes I'm like, damn. I have a bad body.
No, I totally
But
know what you mean though, because I
yeah.
think my first boyfriend, he would be like, he would say shit like, "Oh, you would look better like if you lost a little bit more weight," like, And like he would try on my jeans. He was super skinny, so like he would try on my jeans and they would fit, right? And he's like, oh my god, these are pretty much my jeans, ha ha ha. And I'm like, okay, like super self-conscious, but like, okay, a grown-ass man can fit into my jeans, thank you. Ugh. Yeah, and I remember like I even think at one point he wanted to switch pants with me because I had like, I guess at the time I had pretty nice jeans all the time, you know, like pretty good quality jeans, and he would just have like cheap ass H&M jeans. Which like no shade to H&M, I think they have great products, but like yeah, he would like look at mine and be like, oh, like that's like a nice pair of jeans, let's switch. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was such a moocher, throwing his trash at me and then like getting all my nice shit. Like I remember I would give him nice ass presents. My second boyfriend, he was, oh my god, like I remember at the time he was going to graduate school and I was working at a coffee shop because I still didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I was like, you know what, let me just like do this thing until I figure it out. Maybe I want to go back to school, whatever. And I legit remember, like, since we're long distance, I would have to save money to visit him and vice versa. And I would eat like cup of noodles that were 17 cents at the time. And I would eat that for lunch and I would save all that money, right? Just for him, like the week before, to be like, oh, I'm out of money. Like, can you just spot me for the week? And like, now that I think about it, I'm kind of like, wait, what? Like, why did I not give him shit about it? Like, I remember all the time I'd be like, yeah, sure, no worries, like, you know, whatever. And then I'd pay for my own plane ticket. I'd pay for our Airbnbs. I'd pay for our food. Like, I'd pay for shopping. Like, if he wanted to go shopping, I would pay for him. Like, I had to spend so much money on that, bro. Why did I do that? Because I thought I was in love, okay? I thought I was in love, and I thought this guy, he was gonna hold me down eventually. But yeah, it went to the point, it got so bad. It got to the point where he would put like my credit card in his wallet and pretend it's his card, so that when we're with our mutual friends out like eating or like we're going shopping, he can take it out and spend my money.
Ew, what is wrong with him? That's what Koreans do, and he wasn't even Korean.
I know. And I don't know why I was just okay with that. Like, I remember like one trip, I saved up a good chunk of money. For just 1 week, I spent $10,000 in total with plane ticket, Airbnb, food, everything. Gas, like shopping, whatever. I got him like Chanel, like perfume. I got him like a G-Shock watch, like, and he got me flowers every month. Azura says,
damn.
My first boyfriend asked me to do more squats because my bum didn't look that nice to him anymore. Damn. Mafla is saying he's a lucky boy. Hell yeah. He was so lucky for almost 3 years. He freaking just was mooching off of me, man. Like, goddamn.
That's why I didn't like him.
Yeah.
And he looked like a douchebag when I first met him. He just had this aura of douchiness.
No, I mean, he was a nice guy. It's just that, like, he was just so irresponsible with his money. And I think that was also, like, a huge red flag for me. It was just, like, immature. Because at that point, you know, I'm really pinching pennies to get money for this trip. So that, like, the plan was I would have enough money where I can come back and take a few days off and go straight into work. I remember one time, like, because he didn't save up any money, as soon as I landed in New York and took my suitcase to work to my coffee shop, and like I started my shift then because I was just so tight on money by the time I came back. But he didn't give a shit, you know. I mean, it's also my fault for not telling him, but like, what did you expect? I spent $10,000. Like, I'm the girl who's eating cup of noodles. Like, you know, like I didn't have like spare money like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. $10,000.
Yeah,
Damn.
on a trip. Like, and it was too much money, in my opinion, where it's like, we didn't have to go eat out. Like, we didn't have to go to this nice hotel. Like, we didn't have to do any of this stuff. And it was multiple trips like that. I think I did like 6 trips throughout the relationship.
Damn.
But I would legit be like, hey, booking my flight, and I would book it way before, like, 6 months in advance, because I knew that's when it would be cheap, right? So I'd be like, oh, okay, like I just bought my tickets. So he knew for 6 months that I'd be saving up my money, you know? And then what did he do for 6 months? Just like hung out with his friends, went out to eat, like did his thing, bought his new whatever, whatever. And then the week before, he wanted to pull up and be like, I don't have a lot of money right now. Can you like spot me for the trip? And I'm like,
Ugh.
yeah, I mean, at this point, what am I gonna do? We already reserved everything, reserved the Airbnb and all of that. Like, what are we gonna say? No to that? Azura says $10,000. I could go to Asia to see the fam and visit some more countries. Yeah, exactly. He paid back. Someone's asking in my chat, did he pay back? What a high five! That's all he gave me. Yeah, literally, it was.
The worst part about it is, okay, let's say like he really was struggling, whatever, and then he was obviously an idiot of like not asking if you're okay or like whatever, expecting those trips and whatever. But after that relationship, I remember what we heard, like, of him paying for his next girlfriend's apartment.
Okay, but that's when I was like, wow, it really do be like that. Like, so basically, like, it was like instant karma where he had to pay for this new girlfriend's like whole ass lifestyle. So I was like, you know what? In the end, as long as you got some of your money taken away from you.
That just made me so mad. I'm like, what the?
What's so crazy, it's like, he knew exactly how much I was being paid. I think I was getting paid like $12 an hour, you know? Like, it wasn't like popping off, you know? Like, I think my paychecks were like $800 every 2 weeks, you know? But I still was able to pinch pennies and like keep on saving and like, hey, does anyone want their shift to be covered? I could do it. I did that for like 6 months, man. And then that's how I saved that money, just for him to be like, oh, so sorry, I wasn't able to shave off for the whole. I'm like, oh. I'm so sorry.
I wish you talked like that.
I wish. So then I wouldn't be mad at him. Yeah. I'd be like, it's okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell I was thinking, guys. I really thought, like, you know, I didn't see it as a problem, you know? I get it, like, you know, you need to go out and have a social life. Like, the thing is, it's kind of like, I get it. Like, you're out with friends and stuff, and currently in my coffee shop, like, you know, I don't really have, like, a lot of friends in New York at that time. Like, I think you moved away, so by then, like, nobody was really there, so I wasn't really spending money. So it was super easy for me to, like, save up money, but that's no excuse. He legit would go out to every single, like, thing, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, you could have said no to some of them, like, yeah, it's just. Azura says you were straight up a sugar mama. Yeah, I realized that after, you know, but.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny? Like, in my previous relationships, it always felt like I was so down to pay. I don't know what the hell it was, because it's like, I was a student too, you know, like I had part-time jobs as well, but so did they. But I felt like in the relationships, especially during college time, I was always like paying.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I don't know why. Why do I always date guys who are just mooching off of me, man?
Because you're so nice and you offer and then they take it.
Yeah, okay, so that's another thing. That's
Yeah.
another thing that I learned. Like, I thought it's polite to be like, no, I got it, you know? And then for them to be like, oh, no, I got this round, you know? But the people that I would date, I would be like, no, I got it. All right, here you go. It's like before I even say it, they're like,
they're already in the car waiting.
Yeah, they're in the car. Vroom, drives away.
Leaves your ass there.
Mapula says, is this a Korean thing? Hell no! Korean guys, they always pay. They always think it's like some weird like criticism on their manhood, but like culturally, it's like they want to pay. And I'm
not
over
even
here
anymore. They used to be like that.
Yeah,
like,
when we were dating,
whatever. Yeah, when we were younger.
Like when we were younger, it was all about guys paying, right? Not my guys. I always pick the rare Korean guys who are like totally okay with me paying.
And that guy wasn't even Korean,
Yeah, he wasn't. But he was like part of the Korean group, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so cringe, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was... I don't mind paying every now and then, but if I'm just paying all the time, I'm like... I'm poor too, okay?
Yeah.
Like, when can I spend the money on me? Yeah, that was sad. And I would never get gifts. So, like, notoriously, I take guys who don't give gifts either. Like, that's another thing that was my fault, where I was like, you know, you're a student, you know, you can just write me letters. And they're like, okay, cool.
They took it and ran.
Yeah, and they'd be like, Merry Christmas, love you.
They type it on the computer, they don't even handwrite it. It's black and white.
Like, it has like the ink fading too.
Sorry, I didn't have enough money.
Oh, can you spot me ink so I can write you a letter? I don't even want to speculate it, but like, I think there were even moments where I would Venmo them money. What? Like, sometimes when they're like short on money.
Like allowance?
Not really, but it would just be like, oh, my bank account is in the negatives. Can I have some money? And I'm like, okay.
Oh my god. Damn, they're so irresponsible.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, okay, like, you know, I know you're young and like this is your first time like getting like money and stuff, but like, I'm young too.
Yeah.
You know, we're the same age. How am I getting it and you're not?
Oh my god.
I know, dude. It was like, it was pretty funny.